Is Danny from the Stop ruining the Joe Budden podcast? Now, I'm not here to say that he is. I'm not here to say that he isn't. However, there is an argument to be made that he has members of the show crashing out, literally and cognitively. And I'm just here to present the evidence. These are not my words, these are theirs. Let's roll the tape.
Yeah, but limited liability. You ran to somebody's house on a weekend, on a Saturday, a fan to put hands on them. I have hired everyone here as an independent contractor, so liability is on yourself for the moves that you make outside this podcast. So I don't want to be with you. Do I want you to do that? No. Do I think you should do that? No. Do I think it's the most valuable use of your time? Absolutely not. But am I going to try to talk you off a ledge? No. Have at it. Serve your own song.
That's right. Queen's Flip has been on a content crash out ever since becoming the subject of Danny from the Stop. Instead of leaving the podcast and consuming content, he's becoming content. Crash out content. He's cussing out fans on Spaces. He's pulling up to their jobs. He's inviting them to the fisticuffs. He's doing everything except becoming a better podcaster. These are not my words, these are his.
Cause my family got mad, but me and JR put beats on somebody at KFC.
Oh my God.
We on that. See, I blame Imani for all this. I blame E. The shampoo is no longer, I'm no longer dealing with shampoo because he sat with that. I'm dead serious. All them, I'm not playing with nobody that play with that.
So you think Imani is moving Oppie because he did an interview?
No. E don't move Oppie. I'm just saying that me and E spoke about it. E surprised me, but I'm saying Danny said that I was mentally deficient, that I'm
Okay, Flip, I'm gonna do my best Joe Budden impersonation and cut you off right there. And I'm lowering my tone because I'm quite serious when I say this. I really believe that Flip is starting to become a bigger liability than he is an asset on the Joe Budden podcast. I mean, I'm not one to call someone the R word, but I think it is fair to say that every time Queen's Flip hops on Twitter Spaces, he cognitively declines. I mean, what else am I to go with when your employer himself is the one telling you, hey, I don't think you should be doing this. Hey, I don't think this is the best use of your time. Hey, I wish you would actually talk, have an actual opinion on a music podcast. And then you go back and do the exact opposite of what your employer is telling you to do. These are not my words, these are his.
I don't have none. It's tough to feel like Ish, Flip, and Mel. Like I'm normally involved in some of the music topics.
I think you would like this shit.
So to not be able to get involved and just have to sit here and listen to you two niggas fucking gloviate or...
No, Joe. It's not gloviate, it's bloviate. To talk at length. In an inflated way. The opposite of what these two individuals do on that podcast each and every week. But yet somehow, on Twitter Spaces, they're doing a 5-hour breakdown of Danny from the Stop. Make it make sense. But nevertheless, I've seen this movie before. The way that Joe Budden's podcast co-hosts talk about Danny from the Stop, it's in the exact manner that his former co-host used to talk about academics. And they used to go to Joe and say, Joe, why do you still talk with your mans? Why do you still even interact with him? Sounds familiar? Joe, why do you still show up to his Twitter Spaces? Why do you still... Stop it. We know how this goes. Joe is a fan of the content game. Joe is a fan of people that put in the work. And Danny is someone that actually puts in the work. In fact, I would go as far as to say that Danny probably analyzes more content of the JBP than members of the actual JBP. That's why Joe entertains his Spaces, because he puts in the work. Meanwhile, you got members of the show, Mel, who's crashing out on mods of the JBTV community. You got Imani, who's out there being emotional about his terrible political commentary. And you got Flip being a crash out content creator. I mean, COE, used to stand for content over everything. Now, COE stands for crash out every time. Because that's all Flip seems to do, all thanks to Danny. But nevertheless, Caleb from Twitter will be here documenting it all.
Certain people always end up on my algorithm on a regular basis, but Caleb start ending up on my shit often.